In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
What's going on? What's good? Grand rising uh to you all in the chat, all one of you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. Please hit the like button on your way in. Hold on one second. Hold on, just 1 second. I apologize for the delay. Jesus. Okay. I apologize. 1 second. Oh, here we go. We're in business now. Grand Rising. I hope you guys had a wonderful evening. Please hit the like button on your way in to show your support for the channel. Okay. This morning, I just have a couple of news stories. Some interesting things went on yesterday. We're going to talk about a few stories that I have. Here we go. Let me paste my. All of the links are going to be in the description box. I always try to let you know where you can find the information that I share with you. Hey, foot soldiers, Grand Rising Jill's Comfort Zone. If you guys remember, yesterday I was talking to you about how they were trying to send the Assistant Attorney General to prison to interview Ghislaine Maxwell. Hey, Miss Ray. Thank you for being here, Foot Soldier. Grand Rising, Very Carey. I told you yesterday how they were trying to send the Assistant Attorney General to interview Ghislaine Maxwell. I also told you that the Congress wanted to interview her, and it was not until Congress decided to interview her that the Attorney General suddenly felt a need to interview her. So I found that, well, not just me and myself, I found that to be such a coincidence. This Epstein thing is uh, gaining more legs and more legs, and it's not due to the interest of the Democrats and all of this stuff. No, it is due to 4547's base. Okay, so then, so they the Department of Justice, who said there was no more to see here, all of a sudden got interested in interviewing her. And I was suspecting that either they were going to have her to say that he was not in the files, or whatever they wanted her to say to distance 4547 from Epstein. However, it came out yesterday that 4547 has known he has been in those Epstein files since May. So I reported that to you on yesterday. Now, hey, Queen Diva, Grand Rising. Now, also, Congress was the first one who wanted to interview her, and then it was intercepted by the Department of Justice. The Assistant Attorney General of the Department of Justice is 4547 former personal attorney. So he was going to go down there himself. He wasn't going to send another member of the crew down there to interview her. No one who had even worked on the case. He couldn't send someone who worked on the case. Uh, uh, Comey's daughter worked on the case. You know, Comey, the former director of I think he was over the FBI. No, they fired that daughter who actually worked on the case, who could have actually had a more meaningful interview with her if the DOJ was looking for any information. That is not in the files. All of the Epstein files that the Department of Justice already have access to. So why were they wanting to interview her? Well, I also reported to you that she did an interview where she did not think that Epstein unalived himself. She thought that there was some hanky panky going on. So I put two and two together, and I said it's either you play ball, or you're left to your own devices, and you know how that worked out for Epstein. Just a few words that needed to be spoken to her, and she either fall in line or fall in fear. So that's the reason why I thought that they Grand Rising Bernice. That's the reason why I thought they wanted to talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. So, and it's weird that Congress recessed early. Now, Mike Johnson came back and said, "No, well, we're going to work up until the end. And if you look, we have been on calendar all this time, and we have 9 committees working diligently because the Congress takes all of August off. So, but they have a bipartisan group of people that wants to put that up for vote, that Congress will subpoena Maxwell so she can come to talk to Congress. And when they figured out that they had a bipartisan set of people who wanted to put it to the vote and it could pass, that's when the Department of Justice said, we want to interview her. We want to interview. If we said there was nothing else to see, we want to interview her, and we're gonna be over there in a couple of days, while Mike Johnson is not allowing Congress to even vote on the bipartisan bill to have Congress interview her. So that's where I left you all yesterday. So where are we today? Let me share this with you. Some good questions. Some good points were made about the stalling of it all. Let me see. Here we go. Let me get to the point. Okay, hold on. All right, let me share this with you. They have had quite a few questions of this administration of why they say one thing and then they do another. Um, I'll share this with you. Here we go. Now they're asking, will they subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell? And this is the response that they got.
As such,
we did all this for the American people because that's what we're hearing about.
But you did use subpoena power with Hunter Biden.
it will come as no surprise to you that I believe, and I believe, you know it to be true, that the Republican Party is replete, filled, chock full of hypocrites. And even though we know it, it is still nice to revel, to luxuriate, to celebrate the moments where they really let the mask slip and are outed on major corporate media shows as such, as vile hypocrites who are here to protect Donald Trump, to shield Donald Trump from the reality of his best friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, a notorious raper of children for decades. And Jason Smith is one of these vile, weirdo hypocrites, but also just feckless. The Republican Party used to be an organization. It was always pretty sinister, but they had some skill sets. They had some talent on the bench. It's just not that way anymore. It's B team, C team, D team.
Now, if you guys have been watching me cover some of these hearings, you know that this Jason guy is over. He is the head of one of these. Which committee is it? The one oversight committee. He's the chair of. I think it's the budget oversight committee. He is a member of Congress.
It's the highest levels.
A staunch MAGA person. So let's see when Casey Hunt asked him, will he subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell? Okay, Ghislaine Maxwell. Here we go.
Let me say this. This was done masterfully well by Casey Hunt. I don't have always a lot of praise for people at CNN, for the work of CNN, but this is one of those moments where she let him talk just long enough to have her follow-up be as impactful as it could be. Watch this and let me know on the other side what you think.
Subpoena point. Would you ever use subpoena power to try to find out more information about Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, you may use subpoena powers.
Well, is that a yes or a no? Wait. Okay.
At any point, that is not.
No, she can't use subpoena power. She was asking you. What are you saying? You can use a subpoena power? No, she asking you about you using it. He sound like he's a old motor trying to start. Okay. Let me stop doing this. Okay. I don't want to be on here that long. Okay. Okay.
Decide what you think.
Subpoena point. Would you ever use subpoena power to try to find out more information about Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, you may use subpoena powers at any point. That is not a common thing that I have utilized within the Ways and Means Committee. But if I felt like that it was a priority for Americans, then of course. But like I said, this has not been something that's been a driving force. What people's cared about is the cost to put food on their table or the cost to put clothes on their backs. That's the focus they've had, or whether increase wages. And that is what our focus has been on the Ways and Means Committee. That's why we passed the One Big Beautiful bill, did no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, tax relief for seniors, and increased child tax.
What tax release for seniors is he talking about? Is he talking about the lie that they have eliminated tax on Social Security that was not in the bill? Is he continuing with that lie? Is he pretending like that? That's why you passed the big beautiful bill, because you were worried about these kitchen table and issues that concern the American people. Are you talking about those issues that gave the largest tax deduction, tax relief to mostly million and billionaires, and kicked poor people off of there? Is that what you're talking about? Not only are they talking about how they're going to put food on their table, now they also will be talking about how they're going to be able to afford to go to a good doctor, how that they will not have a primary care physician to supply them with prescriptions for the illnesses that they know they already have, how they are going to pay for that type of stuff. This man is full of shit. Let's continue.
Increased standard deduction. We did all this for the American people because that's what we're hearing about.
But you did use subpoena power with Hunter Biden.
Exactly. We have the authority to use it, but that is the only time that I have used it. Like I said, our focus has been delivering relief for working families, small businesses, and farmers. That should be the priority. Epstein is not the priority of everyday American who's working 9 to 5, just trying to put food on their table, clothes in their backs, and gasoline in their cars. That is not their focus.
All right, fair enough. And of course, I do take your point. Massive piece of.
Okay, so you did it for Hunter Biden, and you did it in the Biden administration, is when you guys subpoenaed Hunter Biden. Remember the worst administration, the administration that allegedly, according to the Republicans, in pushing this big beautiful bill, had screwed up the economy, and thus the big beautiful bill was going to fix all the ills that the Biden economy left 47 with. That's when you did that. So you were in the midst of him wrecking the economy. If we are to believe you, you were in the middle of that in that administration, and you weren't worried about the kitchen table things. You were worried about the pornography that would be found in Hunter Biden's computer. You weren't worried about people worrying about how they were going to feed themselves in this alleged horrible economy that Biden had. Is that what you're saying? All right. There's the bullshit. There's the bullshit. Do they really want to get down to what's going on? No, it's not. It's not the Democrats. It's their own people who they lied to and said that we're going to be transparent. These are the people who are being boisterous about this. Listening from the Hey Truth and Reason, Grand Rising. That's a new one. No tax for seniors. They have been saying that they have. They keep saying it, and it was not even in the bill. They were trying to sell the bill that they were going to take away the taxes on Social Security, when they were lying and tried to sell the bill, knowing that that was not even in the bill. So they keep messing up and saying that that was passed in the bill. The no tax on tips. that is up to $25,000. So we do understand that most restaurants, most people in the service industry don't even get full minimum wage, which is $7.25. Some companies pay them $2 and $3 an hour because they add on the possibilities of whatever tips you get. Are we clear on that? So if you're making $2 or $3 an hour in the service industry, do you think that you have enough? They don't even want to pay you a full $7.25? Do you think they're covering your health insurance? Do you think they okay? So you get to write off 25 is it 25,000? 25,000 in tips. But how you gonna pay your health insurance that has been taken away from you from this administration with the cuts that are going to happen in the Medicaid that you were on? So is that is fair exchange no robbery? I think that's robbery because I think health costs are more than $25,000 a year for the average person. It just could be me. I don't know. Okay, so now we hear them say all of the things they want in transparency, but they had a there was a committee meeting, a oversight meeting yesterday, and the oversight meeting was something to do with protecting children from I say edophiles and things like that. Coincidentally, uh, so Congress knew that they had this meeting, and so they decided to just throw in the bill to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell in that oversight committee, and it passed. So they found a go around, and now Congress has agreed to subpoena Ghislaine Maxwell to testify before Congress. Now, this has happened before anybody in the Department of Justice has been able to talk to her. But they outmaneuvered them. But unfortunately, August is the month where Congress goes on a month-long vacation. They made the move, but they still will be on vacation all of August. So let's see exactly. And Nancy Mace tried to amend the bill to make it appear as if it had to be any pertinent information. What is pertinent information? What is information that they feel pertinent? She tried to slip that in, like who is going to decide if the information is pertinent to release to Congress? No. They outdid them. Let's see this.
That time.
Yeah, thanks for having.
I'm joined now by Congresswoman Summer Lee. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you made some big news today in a subcommittee of the Oversight Committee as it relates to the Epstein file. Can you explain what happened in that committee hearing?
Yeah, so it was a committee hearing that was explicitly about child sex trafficking. So we wanted to actually get to the bottom of it. It was a lot of back and forth to even get that vote. I think that, as we know, so that we didn't have to do this, but we really thought that this subcommittee was not just appropriate, but we thought it was going to be the most opportune moment to actually do that. We knew that there were members on the other side who also were interested. publicly, and making sure that there was transparency and making sure that the Epstein files got back. So at the end of the day, yeah, we ended up with an 8-2 vote to subpoena those files. And now we've been told that Comer himself has said that the votes happen and he's expected to do it.
What was the sense among your Republican colleagues? Because this wasn't the first time within a committee or a subcommittee that Republicans have been faced with the prospect of voting for the Epstein files. It was brought up twice in the Rules Committee. Both of those efforts were voted down. And so can you talk a little bit about the pressure that these Republican lawmakers were in that ultimately led them to cave on this particular subcommittee?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's this is truly a base issue for them, but it's really just Americans across the country, Democrats, Republicans, independents, all districts are calling for this level of transparency, right? This is the thing that, I think is really unifying Americans right now. Not to diminish other things that are happening, but we've seen the amount of pressure that our constituents, that their constituents especially, have been putting on them. I'll say though, there's different makeup in every committee, right? So I can't speak to the Rules Committee. I can't speak, to what's happened in those particular committees, whether or not the particular Republicans that were on this committee with us were there or not. But that was a missed opportunity, and I think that they show that opportunity in Rules Committee it should have been done. It should have happened there. They were called out and they were proven to be hypocrites in that moment. So this was the moment for them to put their money where their mouth was.
Okay, and now moving forward, what are next steps, I guess, procedurally speaking? I know that you had mentioned that James Comer, that this vote is binding here as far as James Comer is concerned. So what happens next?
Yeah, so what we saw even just this week, in another one of the subcommittee hearings, they actually subpoenaed Ghislaine Maxwell. Comer moved within 24 hours. To verify that and to send that to the DOJ, right? So we're expecting the same speed that he did it here, that he honors that, but it is a mandate, right? This was a binding subpoena that we issued today, so it will go to them. And what we expect then, as the language of the motion said, is that this would then be released to the minority and majority members of the federal law enforcement subcommittee. So we'll await that. Obviously, we're going to be out of session for a few weeks, but as we come back, we expect that will come before us.
And to what degree are you certain that the files that you
Okay, the link is in my description box. Brian Tyler Cohen. This interview is about a 15-minute interview. So this committee that was concentrating on child trafficking was able to get the job done. We saw so many Republicans coming out saying that there should be full transparency, but we also saw the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, refuse to put it up for a vote. So they snuck it through in this committee. And not only did they sneak it through that all the files would be released, that Ghislaine Maxwell would be subpoenaed as well. So small victories, unfortunately, with them being out for a month. The Deputy Attorney General, who is the former personal attorney for 45-47 in those lost cases that he had in New York about his business and about what's her name? Jean Carroll, the one who he was found guilty of S.A.ing. Unfortunately, his personal attorney in those cases is the Deputy Attorney General, who said he will be flying out going to visit her in a couple of days. So I don't know if that's going to still happen. I'm pretty sure that will still, I'm pretty sure they will expedite the Department of Justice visiting Ghislaine Maxwell to get the story straight. That's just my opinion. They said that they are going to ask her more questions. They have all the Epstein files. They are unredacted. They are unsealed to the FBI. There's nothing that they need to go to her for. 4547 has already been told that his name was in the report. So a whole lot of BS for nothing, if you ask me. Okay, so now let's take a look at that hearing where this happened. And even though Nancy Mace, that's the one who told Jasmine Crockett, meet me outside when they were having a professional debate, but they want to say that the black woman is ghetto. Nancy Mace, who is always on the floor cursing and screaming at her counterparts, at her colleagues in Congress. Nancy Mace is the one who was on this committee also, who wanted to make sure that they put one word in. She wanted them to add one word, and the word was I forget what the word was. Relevant. And they pushed back. It's like, because they said, who is going to determine if what we're getting from the Department of Justice is relevant? Do you think that Pam Bimbo is going to give us all that we need? Do you think that she's going to say that some things are not relevant, the things that she wanted to keep aside? And Nancy Mace went into another one of her hissy fits. I am responsible for my district, and I just got information that there was some type of trafficking thing, and I turned it in. I was the one who called the police. How dare you say that I am not trying to stand up for these victims? Okay, and let me share the actual vote on this that they were talking about, and Nancy Mace pissing a bitch. Okay, here we go. These are some of the things I bring you. These committees, your government really in the midst of its work. Here you go.
Mr. Biggs has a motion for amendment of Ms. Lee's motion.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to amend Ms. Lee's motion to include the release of all communications between President Joe Biden and or the Biden administration officials and the Department of Justice related to Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, so Miss Lee was the one we just saw on the last video. Unfortunately, they don't have her voicing what this bill is, but he wants to amend it to have all of what happened under Joe Biden administration. He wants to try to act like, oh, well, we got anything new we got. That's some shit from the Biden administration. Did you see this? They just wanted all of the files released. And then he had to go in and add Biden's name to this to try to amend this. Let's see.
I move to amend Ms. Lee's motion to include the release of all communications between President Joe Biden and or the Biden administration officials and the Department of Justice related to Jeffrey Epstein.
Motion is offered. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Prior to vote?
Yep. Thank you, sir.
You have an amendment to the amendment?
I do, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Garcia is recognized with an amendment to the amendment that Mr. Biggs has offered
Thank you.
to Ms. Lee's motion.
I move to add a second amendment to the amendment to Mr. Biggs to strike President Joe Biden and or Biden administration officials and replace with, quote, any president or executive branch official, end quote.
We will dispense with Mr. Garcia's motion to amend the amendment of Mr. Biggs before we vote by voice on Mr. Biggs' amendment to Ms. Lee's motion. All those in favor of Mr. Garcia's motion to amend Mr. Biggs' motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it, and the motion is not agreed to.
Recorded vote, please, Mr. Chair.
Recorded vote is requested. The clerk will call the roll.
I think it's tied.
Ms. Mace. Ms. Mace votes no. Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry votes no. Ms. Boebert. Mr. Jack.
No.
Mr. Jack votes no.
Miss Boebert is not even there. Where is Miss Boebert? Is she somewhere getting felt up or something? She is being paid. What do I thought that they tried to say other people are lazy. She hasn't even bothered to show up to vote. To do her job.
Lee. Ms. Lee votes yes. Mr. Bell. Mr. Bell votes yes. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon votes yes. Ms. Presley. Ms. Presley votes yes. Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia votes yes. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman votes no.
No, we don't want to take Biden's name out. No, we don't want to say, just give us all the information that you have on Epstein under as every president. The chairman votes no. They want to try to make it appear to you that anything that they find new that has not been disclosed by this Department of Justice is some shit that happened under the Biden administration. Let's see how this works out for
Mr.
them.
Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 5, the nays are 5.
We have a tie. The motion fails. He doesn't even know what is going on. He doesn't even know what that means. Who was that who bent over there in his ear? The guy who said that, who got caught saying that they had, in fact, subpoenaed Hunter Biden's emails. Now he just found out what's going on in his committees because so many people have to tell him what's going on. He's a blundering idiot at his committees as well, but he knows how to pick winners and losers. So his amendment fails. So Biden, they will try to put Biden's name on this bill as if they're finding something under Biden.
Vote is a tie. The motion fails. We now will dispense with Mr. Biggs.
Now they're about to vote on Mr. Biggs' motion, who wants Biden's name in it. Let's see how that works out.
Motion to amend the motion of Ms. Lee. All those in favor of Mr. Biggs' amendment, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to. We will now call up Ms. Lee's.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
right here. I move to amend Ms. Lee's motion to include the redacting of names of victims and any personally identifying information of said victims and any possible child sexual abuse material or CSAM. I think it's very important that we protect any potential victims.
That's an amendment to Ms. Lee's motion. All those in favor of Ms. Mesa's amendment to Ms. Lee's motion, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion is agreed to.
Mr. Chairman,
Ms. Mays?
I move to amend Ms. Lee's motion to add the word credible before the word complete.
Credible. Who decides if it's credible? We're going to have a little pushback on this.
Ms. Mays has further amendment to Ms. Lee's motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'd like that. We just want that in writing. We just want to make sure we have the exact change to the motion, please.
I believe she said she's added one word to, can we dispense?
Credible, the
word
word
credible.
credible after the word complete. Sorry.
We respect the gentleman's query. I'm asking.
She don't want the complete file release. She wants what someone in the Department of Justice deems credible and complete. You see the games this bitch is playing? Okay, so let's hear some of the arguments about this amendment that she's trying to make. Let me see. Let's see some of the arguments. Mr. Garcia.
Credible. Who makes the decision on what is credible And I'm wondering, Ms. Mace, does the DOJ get an opportunity to make that decision?
I
And so
believe in
think-
the bipartisan bill by Representatives Massey and Khanna, they use language credible. Also, I think it's important that this doesn't need to be a witch hunt. We all want transparency on this committee, and you're seeing that process in play in real time right now. And I think it's really important that this is not a witch hunt, that we're talking about credible information, credible files, et cetera. And I believe it models the language that's in the Massey-Khanna bill or discharge petition.
Well,
once it
I mean,
is.
we'll definitely take a look at that. I think that obviously we want to make sure, I think like all of you, that we have a full release of the Epstein files and that all pertinent information is released. I don't doubt that all of you also want that same thing. I just think it's important that the word credible, I think, adds a concern that who's making the decision of what is actually credible within the actual file.
May I?
Please.
I think it's important that we ensure that we're not releasing unverified documents, that the documents that we are subpoenaing to have released are actually verified.
Bitch, we're subpoenaing all of the documents. So if you're subpoenaing all of the documents, then therefore you will be able to deem if they are credible or if they are not credible, because you're going to have all the supporting information about the documents, you lazy bitch. This is your job to deem. Let's continue.
Verified. So I've worked on many issues with women and children. I happen to be a victim of a similar thing that I uncovered about 1 year, 9 months ago. I discovered possible child sexual abuse material in a device from someone in my district. And I reported it to the feds. I reported it to the state law enforcement division, where there was an open and active.
So therefore, what that means, what that is what she goes back to this argument 3 or 4 times when they're questioning her bullshit.
As a committee are doing that.
I understand that. I just want to make sure that we receive as much information as possible and that the decision of what is actually credible is not being made by an outside party.
Well, we are making
The
that.
gentleman's time
We
for
have
comment on
Mr.
this
Chairman, may I?
has expired.
May I, Mr. Chairman?
I would ask that in the interest of all members, we're debating one word on an amendment to a motion that we have yet to vote on.
Mr. Chairman, may I have 1 minute?
I recognize Ms. Mace.
We as oversight committee, we have writ authority over our subpoena, over this motion, over the subpoena. So there's no one from the White House in the room today. There's no one from the DOJ in the room. This is us operating as our own legislative vehicle, doing this independently of anybody. And I think we want to be sure that this is structured in a way that is taken seriously, is real, and that it's verified. And we as a committee have that writ authority, Mr. Chairman, as you know. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentlelady yields. Let me say again, we're debating one word. If you oppose, I would suggest that we move forward with a vote. If you oppose a motion, oppose a motion.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized?
The good lady's recognized.
Thank you, sir. I would like to yield my time to Ranking Member Garcia.
Thank you. And I appreciate the back and forth. I know we're gonna vote here real soon. We're scanning the resolution. We don't see right now the word credible in there. Maybe it's there. We haven't seen it yet, but it's not something that we're seeing in the Massey resolution. And so
I'm a co-sponsor. I thought that was in there. So my apologies to the committee.
And so I think your initial motion, I think is one that we obviously supported with the redacting of those names.
So she said that Massey, that's from the Senate. She said that it included the word credible, and they did their due diligence. That's why they have clerks. No, bitch, the word credible isn't in there. So, bitch, you trying? I believe it says credible in the Senate. A proposal to vote on releasing. No, bitch, it don't even say that. So got you right there. Just give me enough time. I'm gonna do my work while you gonna act like you gonna do the work of 45, 47 up in this bitch. Let's continue.
Information. I think we can just move on from that credible word and allow the files to be released as they've intended. I think the motion as is was appropriate.
Man. So you're okay with having unverified, undocumented files released to the public? I mean,
So she
They'll be released to the committee.
To the
They'll be released to us.
But you want unverified, undocumented.
Yeah, let's take all the information, Ms. Nace, and then at that point, this committee can make those decisions. You're going to have that information. We'll all have it. As far as what's released to the public is a separate question.
Right. I just think it's very important for this to be taken seriously, that we're using legitimate documents, that they are verified. I'm going to yield to Mr. Biggs, who would like to. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Yep.
I believe that I yielded my time, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Garcia. So if he wants to yield it back to me.
Yeah, what I would do is I would.
Hold on. I had recognized Ms. Mace. Did Mr. Garcia's?
Yep.
Oh,
my
Ms.
time.
Simon.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just.
There's a lot of recognition here.
Thank you, sir. Last piece. I think, look, if you want to adopt the language that's actually in the Massey resolution as it relates to the information and what information we want to get back, I think we'd be okay with that.
Well, let's do that.
Let's do that. We're happy to do that? Okay. There's language in the Massey resolution that we'll have to write it out. So you'll give us some time, but we're happy to do that with our 2 teams.
In this report, Democrat, Republican, introduce a word like credible. Essentially what you're saying.
Mr. Bell is recognized, and let us move forward.
With respect to how this, the legalese of this is that when you introduce a word like credible, essentially what you're saying is that someone is going to make a decision on what's credible and what's not credible. And when we're talking about due process, and I don't care whose name is in this report, Democrat, Republican, or whomever, the public has a right, folks have a right to know, particularly when we're dealing with folks who have been preying on children. And it's disappointing to me that people on this committee do not want to see all of the information regarding potential trafficking, potential or alleged child preying on children. We saw a amendment that limited to President Biden and his communications, but yet members on this community want to claim that this is not, they don't want a political witch hunt. We just made it a political witch hunt. And what we're saying is, let's just release the files. Let's find out what's in there. The president, whoever is in there, they should let's find out what's in there. Let's get to the bottom of it. That's what justice is about. And so it disappoints me. And I'm glad that we're not doing this vote in the middle of the night, as some of these other controversial votes have been brought up. This is in broad daylight. And whoever votes, how you vote is right here and for everyone to see. And so if you want to add language that could potentially protect predators, just know you're going to be held accountable for that. And we're not going to forget about it, because I don't care if my mother's name was in there. I'm sorry, Mom, for throwing you in there. We need to find out what the information is in that document, because keep in mind, there might be other victims.
So notice they want to throw the findings from Joe Biden and his administration in there, but they want the 4547's attorney general to deem what is credible that they get from these files, but they don't want it to be a witch hunt. Your government at work.
Victims out there who may not feel empowered to stand up because they don't feel that we're supporting them. And so,
Mr. Chairman.
All right, I'll yield my time. I'll yield my time back to the ranking.
I think we're ready to vote, and then we'll move forward.
Mr. Chairman. No, the importance of the word.
Mr. Biggs recognized, yields time to Ms. Mace.
It's important that I am currently now, I have actively reported child sexual abuse.
Now she is coming with her righteous indignation. Listen, I can't believe, I am putting a case right now. How dare you people try to make it seem like I don't want to protect these children. Okay, so let's get to the vote and this fucking Karen ass bitch. Let's get to the vote.
Ms. Mace. Ms. Mace votes aye. Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry votes aye. Ms. Boebert. Mr. Jack.
Aye.
Mr. Jack votes aye. Ms. Lee. No. Ms. Lee votes no. Mr. Bell.
No.
Mr. Bell votes no. Ms. Simon. Ms. Simon votes no. Ms. Presley. Ms. Presley votes no. Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia votes no. Mr. Chairman.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman votes aye.
The clerk will read the tally.
5 and 5.
Mr. Chairman, on this vote, the ayes are 5, the nays are 5.
There being a tie, the ayes have it. The motion fails. There being a tie, the motion fails.
So there will be no extra word credible in this motion. So they're going to get everything. I don't know if you guys were aware of this happening yesterday. It's just a committee vote. It's nobody. They vote among the committee. The committee is split 5 and 5. So therefore, she will not be able to add the word credible to the request of the things that they get from the Epstein file. They are going to get everything. Nobody is going to decide what is credible. They're going to get everything. So that's these people come out and act like they want to be transparent, and you see what they do behind closed doors. But the cameras are on now. The cameras are on. She was up there yip yapping her jaws. Now, there is something else. Speaking of the victims, we hear a lot about protecting 4547. Now are we to understand that one of these victims, even though she won a case, a civil case with Prince Andrew, unalived herself approximately less than a month ago. Behind this being drudged back up, some demons that she has had to deal with all her life. Allegedly, she was introduced to Prince Harry, not Prince Harry, not Prince William. What's the Andrew? Prince Andrew. Allegedly, she was introduced to Prince Andrew at the age of 14, and had to have several inappropriate types of relations with Prince Andrew. Now, since this stuff has been drudged back up, this woman has unalived her. There's not a lot of talk about the victims, but there was some talk about the victims. You know how that birthday book came out, and all of a sudden 47 doesn't doodle, but they have sold many of his doodlings at auctions, charity auctions and stuff. Hey, who wants to buy this? This is a piece of artwork from 4547. He has submitted his little doodles for these type of charity events. This has come out with him denying that I don't even doodle. I don't even draw. That couldn't be me. So they said that he did a doodle of a nude woman with very, very small breasts, and with his signature in the crotch area to appear to be the pubic hair. And it said something about we have our secrets or something to Jeffrey Epstein. So they have been going back and forth. In 47 said he don't draw. They said it was drawn in a big marker. We know that 47 always use these Sharpies when he's signing his signature. So he said that drawing was not his. Rupert Murdoch put it in the the Wall Street Journal? Whatever Rupert Murdoch's paper is. And now he's suing him for $10 billion because he said that is not his work. Now, Rupert Murdoch also came out with the story that 47 knew since May that his name was in the Epstein files. So it seemed like Rupert Murdoch is saying, bring it on, scorch earth with him. So what else has come out I want to share with you regarding these victims? The attorney for the victims said, why don't you just subpoena this book that they're talking about? So 47 said he don't even doodle. This ain't me. Rupert Murdoch, he told Rupert Murdoch, if you put this story out, I'm gonna sue you. Rupert Murdoch still put the story out. And now the attorney for the victim said, I can tell you who to subpoena for this book, and you decide for yourself. It's kind of like that Hexef situations when they were on that Signal chat, and the author of the Atlantic was invited in on the call, and he did not say specifically what he heard on the call, and then Hexef came out in a furious lie. Nothing classified was talked about on that call. Nothing. And then the Atlantic released verbatim screenshots of exactly what was talked about on that call. It's kind of like that. Do not attempt somebody if you don't know what the fucking facts that they have on your ass. So I want to show you this. This is from Lawrence O'Donnell. Congress can subpoena Epstein's birthday book from Epstein's estate. Epstein victim's lawyer says.
200 victims. Bradley Edwards is a Florida attorney who has represented over 200 victims of Jeffrey Epstein. He is the author of the book published in 2020, Relentless Pursuit, My Fight for the Victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And joining us now is Bradley Edwards. Mr. Edwards, first of all, I'd like your guidance on our coverage of this story with your clients in mind, with their ongoing suffering in mind, and the sensitivity of their feelings, and how, obviously this involves the President of the United States. This coverage is going to continue. It's going to continue well into September, we now know, at least. Is there a way for us to handle this that is mindful of what your clients have already suffered?
There is a way. It's not the way that it has been handled thus far. And I think that's the problem. And that's why I agreed to come on the show, because I think that back in 2008, when I sued the government over Jeffrey Epstein's illegal non-prosecution agreement that Alex Acosta gave him, it was because the victims were an afterthought. And now it seems like the victims are not a thought at all. Somehow we've gone backwards, which is not okay. It's irresponsible of everyone. And I think that people really need to remember that real people were hurt here, and every single time that the over-politicizing of this issue comes up, they're hurt all over again. I've been contacted by dozens of clients in the last week, probably over 50, that are paranoid, have extreme anxiety and fear over the way in which this issue has been handled, the politicizing of it. And, give it a prime example. The call for the release of grand jury materials. First of all, everybody knows the grand jury materials is basically worthless. It's nothing. That's what you present to the grand jury before an arrest, before an indictment, before the raids, and before the accumulation of evidence. It's a red herring. But it causes the victims to go, wait, where's our voice? We didn't know about this. Luckily, the judicial system works, and the judges immediately said, wait, we're denying your request. Why? You haven't asked for the victims' opinions. So at least the judges see the victims are being left out. I can tell you, despite that order from the judges, we still haven't been contacted. Our clients still haven't been asked about their opinions of the release of materials. Put the grand jury materials aside, the victims generally, and as you said, I've represented over 200 of them. Not every one of them is the same, but for the most part, all of them want to heal, and they deserve to heal. And the only way they're going to heal now is if full transparency happens. Release the files, release everything in it except the victims' names. Protect the victims, protect their privacy, release everything else. There's no other reason to hold anything back than if somebody's trying to hold something where there's a cover-up. There's been enough of that. Release it, and release it fast. There's a solution to every single problem that has come up, and a quick solution. It doesn't seem like people want it. It seems like it's being driven by salivating over scandal as opposed to dissemination of the truth. One of the things being the birthday book. I have numerous clients who know of the authenticity and the existence of the birthday book. Of course, it was a birthday book that was given to Jeffrey Epstein on his 50th birthday by Ghislaine Maxwell. Jeffrey Epstein's dead. He has an estate. Everybody who knows anything about the story knows the estate exists, and it's being governed by the two executors, Darren Indyke, Jeffrey Epstein's former attorney, Richard Kahn, Jeffrey Epstein's former accountant. Those are the two executors. If somebody simply called them on the phone and said, give us the book, they would probably give you the book. They have attorneys. Their attorneys are good. Their attorneys are good people. If they didn't just voluntarily turn over the book out of fear of reprisal, Congress could issue a subpoena to their attorneys at Patterson or at Troutman. Those are the two law firms. I know those attorneys. They would turn the book over immediately. Nobody would have to guess. There wouldn't need to be a lawsuit. There wouldn't have to wait to be discovery. You would immediately have the answers. You could flip to the page. Is there a letter? Is there not a letter? It's over. The victims then get to move on. But that's not what's happening. And that's why I agreed to come on, because so many of them have called and said, somebody needs to remind them. real people are being hurt here. The truth matters. Transparency actually matters. Get this over with and get it behind us.
I want to go to that book because with your familiarity with evidence against Jeffrey Epstein, which you've collected a lot of through the discovery process, what do you know specifically about that book? Do you know that the estate, the relatives of Jeffrey Epstein, in effect through their lawyers, are in possession of that birthday book?
Yes, I know that the executors of the estate are in possession of that book. And I think that after they turn it over, it should probably be set in the Smithsonian as an artifact at this point in time. It's going to go down in history so that the world can see this book, and they'll know who were Jeffrey Epstein's best friends at the time. What letters did his family write to him? What other pictures are in there? Things of that nature. Redact victim names, release the book, and move on. So that's it. Yes, the executors have it.
So you've just identified, not just for the news media, but obviously for House of Representatives who are now in a mood to subpoena, and also Todd Blanche and the Trump Justice Department, who suddenly are getting curious about investigating this. You've now told them exactly, according to your knowledge, where the birthday book is, who is in possession of that book. And all the House of Representatives would have to do tomorrow is write up a subpoena for that book, and you believe that it would be the lawyers involved would comply with that subpoena?
I know the executors' lawyers. I worked with them for years. They're good people. They're good lawyers. They would comply with the subpoena immediately. It's something that we could solve this problem so quickly if people actually want to solve problems. This idea, yeah, go ahead.
One more thing, Bradley. You said, I think you said that some of your clients have specific knowledge of that birthday book.
Sure. Yes, more than one, multiple of them.
And what is that knowledge? They saw it, or they were around him when he was 50 years old? Were they present at his birthday, his 50th birthday?
I don't know the answer to that last question. I do know that they were involved in the assembly of the book, several of them. They were told by Ghislaine to assist in putting the book together. Others have seen the book post birthday and after it was assembled. So the existence of the book is it's an absolute fact. Now, who wrote letters? What's in the book? You're going to have to get the book to figure it out. But this isn't something that needs to be a mystery forever and drag the victims into all kinds of anxiety for nothing. We can get that answer pretty quickly.
Okay. I just wanted to share that with you. Hey, Nappy Child, Liz Livos. Thank you guys for joining me. Now, they're trying to act like there's nothing to see here, and we have to, release this stuff based upon Pam Bimbo saying if it is credible evidence or not. There's nothing credible, in my opinion, about Pam Bimbo. Okay. So, and I told you why on yesterday. I've told you why many times. If people don't know why Pam Bimbo isn't credible, it's in the news. I will not go back. Let me stop this screen. Now they are trying to ramp up that Obama should be jailed. Obama passport should be taken because of the bipartisan investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. Now 45-47, he has outright said that, hey, I'm going to say it. If it's right or wrong, he should be investigated. Now they are putting out all of this red meat against who? Against the black man. You know, when all else fails, throw some racism out there. It's easy. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Of course, the black man did something criminal, says the person who has been convicted of over 36 federal crimes, who is sitting in the White House. Wants to say that Barack Obama actually committed treason in his reporting of a bipartisan investigation that the now what is he Marco Rubio that Marco Rubio came out and reported that there was Russian influence in the election, these Russian bots and all of this type of stuff, but it did not affect the election. The same thing that President Obama said about the investigation, because it wasn't him investigating it. Let me see what I can say about these Russian bots. No, he reported on what was in the report of the investigation about the Russian meddling. So now 4547 wants you to stop looking at him and Epstein and who's following? Who is following? Let's see who is following in this BS about President Obama should be arrested. You will be surprised, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see who is talking about President Obama possibly needing to be jailed. This is in my description box as well.
Calm.
Senator, should Barack Obama go to prison?
Well, that'd be up to a judge and a jury, not me. It's got to be charged first, but is there something to look at? Yes.
Right now, the chief distraction fabricated by Donald Trump to try to get America to stop paying attention to his decades-long best friendship with legendary child predator Jeffrey Epstein. The new distraction is Obama created the Epstein files. Hillary Clinton was in on it too. So was James Comey. So was James Clapper and John Brennan and Sleepy Joe Biden. They were all in on it. It's the most wide-ranging conspiracy the earth has ever known.
Ever!
I think he categorized it yesterday on True Social, or maybe the evening before, as the crime of the century. Again, this is day 5 of the Distractapalooza tour for Donald Trump and the Republican Party. And it is now migrated over to Fox News. Jesse Waters, the sausage-armed, mighty masculine man, the alpha bro. He had Lindsey Graham, another mighty alpha masculine man. And they together came to a masculine opinion. Now I'm just being a dick. About whether or not Obama should be put in prison. And while this is a distraction, absolutely, Donald Trump is a man of retribution. He is a man of revenge. He is a man of distraction. He is a man of crimes against humanity. And so who knows what he'll do. But I find it very interesting that the Supreme Court back in June last year, just over a year ago, ruled that the President of the United States has a new level of immunity from criminal prosecution that has never before been in the law. That if acting in an official capacity, a president could dispatch a SEAL team to assassinate a political rival that they felt was corrupt. This was literally argued before the Supreme Court. And this Supreme Court, 6-3, this Trump Supreme Court said, yes, Donald Trump cannot be prosecuted for any of his crimes because he was president of the United States. And apparently that makes him a king. So the right loved this ruling. They love it. They love that Donald Trump cannot be prosecuted, but they don't think that it applies to any other president. It's immunity for Trump, but no other president.
Yeah, I apologize. That's what I was saying. Doesn't Obama have that? That's SEAL Team 6 can shoot down one of the president's rival. That was the argument in this in the actual case of presidential immunity. This is one of the arguments that his attorney used, and they talked about. I even played it on my show, but I don't know nothing about politics. I played it on my show the day after they made that argument in the Supreme Court. See, it's more than just hearing something, the top story. You have to understand the stories that are going on that people are not paying attention to. It wasn't Kagan who, it was Judge Sotomayor was the one who was arguing their claim that a sitting president can have one of their rivals unalived. Sonia Sotomayor argued that with 45-47 hoarse voice attorney. He talk like this. I don't know shit about politics, though. Let's continue. Now, wouldn't that same apply to Barack Obama, since they have made that a law? So wouldn't that encompass all of the presidents? Or just this one particular president? Okay, so what law was broken? If the law is broken, we understand that Pam Bimbo is on his leash and is doing all of his bidding. So when is she going to bring charges or an investigation into Obama? Is she ever? Where has she been these days since all of this minutia and boo-boo has been bubbling up from the surface? Where has Kash Patel been? They've been missing in action. So let's continue.
So here's the clip of Jesse Waters. The first question out of his fucking mouth to Lindsey Graham is, do you think Obama should go to prison?
Senator Lindsey Graham joins prime time. All right, Senator, should Barack Obama go to prison?
Well, that'd be up to a judge and a jury, not me. It's got to be charged first, but is there something to look at? Yes. Let me tell you why. I know this topic pretty well. So the Christopher Steele dossier that was used to get a warrant against Carter Page proved to be unreliable, and it was used over and over again. Christopher Steele was hired by Hillary Clinton to suggest in 2016 they did not try to start the storyline, the Democrats, that Trump was tied to Russia in a nefarious way, is reinventing history. After the election, before President Trump gets sworn in 2017, we now know that Obama met with his intel community who said there's no evidence of Russian interference. And he said, I don't like that result. And the intelligence community changed their assessment. I want to know why and how that happened.
Does that right?
I want to know how and why you are stating what he said with his intel people. Were you there? I want to know how and why you are saying that happened. That's what I want to know. Because that's not what he reported. He reported that there was Russian interference. However, the interference did not change any votes, and 45-47 won. So I want to know what the fucking problem is. Now, you're saying that he told his intel people that he didn't like that. As if go back and change it. Change it to what? Change it to what he said. Change it to the report that he read. So he had his intel people changed it. Okay. So let's go on to, let me see.
rise to the level of treason?
Treason is a specific crime in our Constitution. I'm not here to try Obama. I'm here to say that to ask questions about this is very much appropriate.
One of the most important
things to remember is that Lindsey Graham is a senator. If you thought it was treason, you can he could have been impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors. Did you do any of that, Lindsey Graham? No, because you don't believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. Now, let's go over to another. This link is in my description box. Let's go over to someone else who have the audacity to try to say President Obama is a criminal. Who shall we go to? Michael Flynn. Remember, he was the 45-47, I forgot his position that he gave him. And he had to give up the position for a nice, comfy jail cell. Mike Flynn is in on this. And listen at the shit that this convicted criminal is saying about this bullshit.
General Michael Flynn, the action further takes the spotlight off Donald Trump and his decades-long friendship with a notorious child predator. They don't want people asking questions about whether Donald Trump likes to kids. That's it. Donald Trump is possibly a child, a raper of kids. And we got to change the subject, y'all. This is no good. It goes further than this. It goes more damaging and dangerous than this. Former Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, the disgraced liar and conspiracy theorist, pardoned by Donald Trump for his crimes against the country, foreign agent. He is on the show of another paid Russian stooge, Benny Johnson, and they're talking about confiscating the passport of Barack Obama.
And he's on the a show of the paid person, Benny Johnson, this YouTube influencer, MAGA influencer, as they want to call him. Russia was paying him and another one who was actually in the White House press room asking the first question of the Lion Lovett, while in his question disparaging Joe Biden, were being paid, I believe it was over $300,000 a month from Russia to spew the Russian talking points. Understand who Benny Johnson is. And he's talking to Mike Flynn. That's what he means by the paid Russian supporter, Benny Johnson. Let's hear what they're talking about.
And that is because they believe Barack Obama is going to flee. He's going to leave the country for fear of prosecution for the things he did that apparently he doesn't have immunity for, but Donald Trump does. Watch this.
What do you see happening next?
Yeah, well, a couple of things. I have made this recommendation that I think that all of these people that are involved, starting with Obama on down, they all ought to have their passports revoked. And people don't need to be checking private airplanes and private airfields for anybody trying to abscond the country and get the heck out of Dodge here. So that's number one. I do think that just as was done to President Trump, when they raided his home at Mar-a-Lago, because they thought that there was, and they planted evidence there in that case. But I do think that what the DOJ should be considering, if not getting ready to conduct, is a raid of Barack Obama's home up there at Kalorama in Washington D.C., where he's been since he physically left the White House. He's been running the White House, all during the Biden regime. And I do think that there's some other places that need to be raided where there are likely, a lot of evidence, a lot of receipts, so to speak, in many of these people that are part of the Obama White House as well as the Biden White House. I mean, I just heard the great David Schoen talking about the former Deputy Attorney General of Monaco, who also was the Homeland Security Advisor to Barack Obama. So that's number one. Those are things that need to be considered right now. And I would.
Homeland Security Advisor. Wasn't that the position that 4547 gave you in his first term that you had to be snatched out of and taking do not pass go straight to jail? Okay. So that's is in my description box.
I just told the folks that are here that the only minority destroying America is the billionaires. I mean, the people at the top, the Elon Musks, the Rupert Murdochs, they use their wealth and their power to divide us intentionally.
I talk a lot about messaging, about communication, about changing hearts and minds on this channel. And I like to highlight.
Okay, so that is something else. I didn't want to highlight that, but that is a good story. I want to stay on task about this Barack Obama situation. So let's hear. There was a joint press conference with not Christine Nome, with what's her name? Silver Streak and Caroline Lovett. Let me show you this. They did a joint press conference. They were supposed to be laying out the case against Obama. And they, what is her name? Oh, God. What is her name? Tulsi Gabbard. They were supposed to be laying out the case against Obama. Did you guys see this yesterday? It was quite pitiful. Let me share this with you. Oh, I am sharing it. Okay, let's hear what they had to say in their joint press conference. Who is this? This is in my description box as well. Pondering Politics, a great channel to go check out. Okay, so here we go.
Of the second Trump administration, in which they, with visible desperation and frustration, try to spin a bullshit conspiracy theory about President Obama in a desperate attempt to distract from the Epstein files. And it ends in total failure because questions are asked about Jeffrey Epstein regardless. This is stunning. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, folks, we have several clips to play here. Tulsi Gabbard has no substantive answer to any perfectly valid question here. It is so transparently obvious what they're trying to do, and you can see it etched on their faces. They are frustrated by the failure. We're going to start with this clip here.
And it was cooked up and paid for by the Clinton campaign. As for your second question, Caitlin, I think who is saying that she would release this to try to boost her standing with the president? Who has said that?
Well, the president has publicly undermined her when it came to Iran. He said she was wrong. He told me that she didn't know what she was talking about. That was on Air Force One.
She is talking about the president has said this bitch standing up here to the right of Caroline Levitt, Tulsi Gabbard. The president has undermined her and said she didn't know what she was talking about. If you guys remember when the Iranian strikes, where he said that they had completely obliterated their nuclear capabilities, it was Tulsi Gabbard who came out and said, I don't think that they have been, they got all of their nuclear weapons. And then 4547 came out and said that she is on the wrong page and she don't know what she's talking about. But we're supposed to believe that this bitch knows what she's talking about now. So look, we're going to see if she knows what she's talking about. We're going to see this tight jaw accusations that she puts out. But when she's asked questions, let's see, does she know what she's talking about now? And who said that? Who said that she doesn't know what she's talking about? Your boss, bitch. That's who said it.
Would release this to try to boost her standing with the president. Who has said that?
Well, the president has publicly undermined her when it came to Iran. He said she was wrong. He told me that she didn't know what she was talking about. That was on Air Force One on camera.
The only people who are suggesting that the director of national intelligence would release evidence to try to boost her standing with the president are the people in this room who constantly try to sow distrust and chaos amongst the president's cabinet. And it is not worth.
No, it was him himself who tried to sow distrust and chaos in his whole presidency. Bitch, bye.
I will just answer your question directly. I am with the President of the United States every day. He has the utmost confidence in Director Gabbard. He always has. He continues to. And that is true of his entire cabinet, who is all working as one team to deliver on the promises this president made. Does that?
So she's pissed. Okay. And again, that's actually towards the end. It's just to illustrate how upset they are that people are just not buying this hook, line, and sinker. And again, we're actually going to skip towards the end again, just almost like a shot chaser moment. So here they are trying to spin this bullshit conspiracy theory about President Obama, but the questions inevitably return to Jeffrey Epstein.
On Jeffrey Epstein, can you rule out that he was connected in some way to any kind of intelligence, either foreign or domestic?
I haven't seen any evidence or information that reflects that. If anything comes before me that changes that in any way, support the president's statement loud and clear. If any credible evidence comes forward, he wants the American people to see it.
Great.
So again, look at that. Like, shit, they asked about Epstein anyway. It's just not working. This is only going to magnify the scandal even further, especially because they've handled questions about this bullshit conspiracy theory so incompetently. It answers to these questions, but as you're about to see, she doesn't.
The Senate Intelligence Committee spent several years looking into this and unanimously agreed in a bipartisan fashion, Secretary of State Rubio was a member of that committee, that there was no political interference. There was a years-long Justice Department investigation into this as well that also concluded no political interference. So help us from a 50,000-foot level explain, what do you now have that refutes those two?
Sure, I will.
So the question is, what do you now have that refutes that investigation? Let's see what her answer is to this.
Again, before we get to our answer, I just want to emphasize this. It's not just Obama's intelligence agencies that concluded that Russia did indeed attempt to interfere in the 2016 election and that it was largely to Donald Trump's benefit. That assessment was confirmed by congressional Republicans in both the House and the Senate, including current Secretary of State Marco Rubio and a Trump-appointed special investigator or Inspector General John Durham. So the evidence, the preponderance of evidence is overwhelming. And you're going to see Gabbard does not know what to do with this.
I'll encourage you, in my role as the Director of National Intelligence, my job, again, as I said when I came into this role, was to make sure that we are telling the truth to the American people and that we are ensuring that the intelligence community is not being politicized. So I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you and the media to conduct honest journalism and the American people to see for yourself in the documents that we've released now, close to 200 pages that point in multiple references.
Okay, in those 200 pages, what evidence do you have to prove what you're saying is the question. But you're telling them to do their due diligence and report on exactly what? Something that you cannot even put into words that is the proof of the reason for your allegations against President Obama? Is that what we're saying?
There's multiple examples to include comments that have been made by senior intelligence professionals who are.
For example, give us a synopsis. Give us a brief rundown of this conversation.
I'm still working within these agencies today that confirm the conclusions that we have drawn, that President Obama directed an intelligence community assessment to be created to further this contrived false narrative.
Do you see how she's not able to answer the question? I'm not trying to politicize anything.
Yeah, I see how she's unable to answer the question. Is there any more? Oh, yeah, there's more. There's more of this train wreck. Let's see more.
The ability to answer these questions competently, especially when Rubio himself is implicated.
John.
Thanks, Caroline. Thanks, Director Gabbard. You declassified these documents, if I'm not mistaken, Friday of last week, correct?
We released them on Friday of last week, the first tranche, yes.
This isn't the first time that President Trump has been president of the United States. He was president from 2017 to 2021. couldn't the prior DNI under President Trump have declassified these documents? And why didn't that DNI do that at that time?
Oh, so that a very good question. President Trump was president after President Obama. President Trump was president after Barack Obama. So you mean the former what is he? Director of National Intelligence didn't see that? Only your dim-witted ass was the one who saw that? How peculiar that the prior director of what is it? DOI? The director of national intelligence didn't see that. How weird is it that you see this when you guys want everybody to quit talking about Jeffrey Epstein? How is it that you guys always pull out racist tropes because you know why is it that your base feeds on racism? Why and what does it say about you that you know that the only thing that you have to give your base is a reason to go after black people and brown people? Let's continue.
Speak to what happened there. There were several DNIs under the first Trump administration. President Trump faced many challenges from those who were working in the government who sought to undermine his presidency. That's been clearly detailed. What I can speak to is the fact that this was one of the first things.
Who all of those people that he fired, the most firings in any administration, were those the people who were trying to undermine his presidency? I thought that he was a great businessman who had to fire most of his staff multiple times. So are those the people who were trying to undermine his presidency? The people who were, let's continue.
That we started to investigate here within this Trump administration.
So again, she can't answer the question.
It was a lot going on. It's a lot going on. They were in the first 45, 47. It's a lot going on. Hey, Baron, how are you? Let's hear a little bit more of this BS.
The claim for which he has no evidence. Here's another clip.
Maybe either for you or Caroline. The president said yesterday that Obama committed treason. Do you or the White House believe that the Supreme Court's immunity decision protects Obama from prosecution? Look, I can.
Okay. Look, and she is happy. Now, you're over the Department of Intelligence, but you are going to let this bootlicker come in and answer the question if you think that President Obama committed treason. She was standing way off to the side, and instead of answering this question, if she, as the top intelligence officer, think that Obama committed treason, she relents and let the press secretary answer this question. How does the press secretary have this answer unless the answer was given to her? The press secretary, she says, "Hey, bitch, you don't lie as good as me. Let me handle this."
Prosecution. Look, I can speak to. Do you or the White House believe that the Supreme Court's immunity decision protects Obama from prosecution?
Look, I can speak to the president's feelings on this matter. He spoke to all of you yesterday in the Oval Office, but I also spoke to him about this morning. And he wants to see all those who perpetuated this fraud against our country, who betrayed our country and the Constitution, to be thoroughly investigated and held accountable. And it's been 10 years of this. And I would just add, based on everything the director
I have immunity, bitch.
Has said and declassified, all of you in this room should go through it and take a look at this report and review the intelligence, because unfortunately,
No, you should get you don't you don't you know how to have some bullet points on what's in the report that they should review? No, you have given absolutely nothing but a whole lot of tongue wagging.
Unfortunately, that hasn't happened.
And again, she just filibusters like this for another minute, right? Another more than a minute, damn near a minute and 30 seconds.
And the documents issued last week undercut
Filibuster for 2 minutes. Why don't you guys look through the files? Okay, well, that has nothing to do with what I asked, lady. Why don't you answer the question? Here's another clip.
Thank you. Question for Director Gabbard. A spokesperson for former President Obama said in a statement earlier this week, quote, "Nothing in the documents issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes." How do you respond to critics like former President Obama and also others on the Hill who say that the administration is conflating apples and oranges here, conflating allegations of actual hacking of voter machines and allegations of interference generally?
I think it's a disservice to the American people that former President Obama's office and others who are criticizing the transparency that is being delivered by releasing.
What transparency? You have not, where's the transparency? Bitch, bye.
These documents. They are doing a disservice to the American people and
tell us some of these things that they are deserving in this document. You refuse to be questioned about what you're presenting. Therefore, you're telling them, "Oh, read it when we're not on camera," and so you won't ask me these good questions that you're asking me. Caroline, where are all the influencers that you usually have? These are real press people who are asking me questions. These are the real press who isn't buying it because they are so enthralled with seeing that we are trying to deflect from the real shit that's going on, the Epstein shit. Let's go.
Trying to deflect away from their culpability in what is a historic scandal and negative action towards the American people and our democratic republic. The answer to that statement:
it's a scandal and it's done against the American people. The American people. Now, this is, you're going to continue to see that they have done something treasonous to the American people. And the American people should be up in arms because this was done to you, American people.
Can very clearly be found throughout all of the documents that we have released. Again, showing that Russia has took action to try to sow discord in the election, but showed no preference for or against any singular candidate.
What actions did Russia take to meaningfully move against the Trump campaign? They hacked the DNC. They leaked damaging information about Hillary Clinton. Trump openly invited them to do so. We know.
Don't you remember when he said, "Hey, Russia, can you hack into Hillary's email?" And the next day, there were emails that came out about Hillary. What did they do to the Trump campaign? Bitch, bye.
That the Russia. Internet agency, I'm blanking on the name. The internet agency was, fomenting anti-Clinton chaos. So if you have the evidence that,
what was that? WikiLeaks. Yes, that was the online agency that was disseminating the emails after 47 told Russia to hack into Hillary's emails. Let's continue. I remember. I do remember. Let's see some more of this BS. I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you didn't watch it, let's talk about it.
You've long been an opponent of weaponization in government. How do you respond to criticism that referring Obama administration officials and even potentially the former president is just more weaponization and this is a potential race to the bottom?
I think that's a very disrespectful attack on the American people who deserve the truth.
Okay, here we go again. You're weaponizing the government against Obama to cover up the conversation that's being had about the current president. Now, you think that asking this question is something being done against the American people. You see her fallback. I think that that's what did she say? Disgusting or something to the American people.
More weaponization, and this is a potential race to the bottom.
I think that's a very disrespectful attack on the American people who deserve the truth. They deserve to have faith and trust in the entire.
They're not attacking the American people. They're attacking you and this bullshit that you're putting out. And you guys trying to say that President Obama actually committed treason in office. They're not attacking. This has nothing to do with the American people. This investigation has been done and shuttered. And you guys decided to open this up. Maybe you guys are doing something dishonest to the American people. Not his question.
Integrity of our democratic republic, which has been undermined by President Obama through his direction of this manufactured fake intelligence document, knowing that it was filled with lies and knowing that.
Speaking of manufactured, isn't this document that you refuse to pinpoint any details in, but you want them to go and look over these 200 pages? Isn't that some manufactured document?
That it would and could then be used for all of the actions that came after.
Wouldn't this document that you want them to take seriously as treason would and could be used for all future actions, actions that you guys pretend like you want to take out on President Obama? Bitch, sit down.
It doesn't actually answer the question. It's asking that question insults the American people, and I don't like it. I don't want you to ask questions about that. You're hurting the American people's feelings. And actually, Carolyn Levitt jumps in here with performative outrage.
And I would just add, there needs to be accountability for that weaponization, Phil, that we've seen. And
as they are trying to weaponize the government about an investigation that was closed, shuttered, and Marco Rubio was on the committee and said that they found said the same thing that Obama presented. Make it make sense. This is your government, and where are all these people who told Black people that 4547's policies were better for Black people? Where are all these people who was blowing smoke up your ass and telling you that 4547 is who you should have voted for? Do you see this idiocy on full display? And no shame in the obvious lies that they are telling the people. But I guess they don't have to have any shame because their sycophants and their voters eat this shit up. All they had to do was drag a Black man out. And surely you would stop like a fucking hungry lion seeing this Black man drug out, weak and with no power, and you would pounce on that instead of what's really going on, some perverted shit going on by a convicted felon.
no one has been a victim of the weaponized government more than President Trump, not just because of this political scandal. You all recall his house was raided.
His house was raided when he was out of town, so he had advance notice. They did it to be the least embarrassing to him as possible, number one. Number two, and it was raided in the first place because there was credible evidence that he was obstructing justice over the willful retention of national defense information, which he was not permitted to have. So,
which they had given him many, many opportunities to return, and he refused to return it. Let's not act like he didn't know that they were in search of of documents that he had taken from the White House that he was not supposed to be in possession of, and tried to retrieve them back for him, and he was uncooperative. And he still got the heads up about the raid. It's not like your house or my house. It's not like he didn't have a staff or servants that he could call and say, hey, you know what? Go move all that shit out the bathroom. You know what? Go move all that shit from behind the stage in the dance hall. No, he didn't even bother to do that. Just a sloppy mess.
Again, it's just so hilarious. They have no direct refutation of the questions being asked and the arguments being presented. Here's another clip.
Two questions for Director Gabbard, just on this. Director Gabbard, you referenced the past intelligence reports and assessments on this, including that 2017 one that was signed off, as Ed noted, by every Republican on the Senate Intelligence Community, including the acting chair of the time, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
All right, folks, we have some fairly stunning breaking
I'm
news.
sorry.
As we speak, Trump Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt and Trump Director of National
Here we go.
Intelligence
2017 one that was signed off, as Ed noted, by every Republican on the Senate Intelligence Community, including the acting chair of the time, now Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who said in a statement that they did not find any evidence of Russian collusion, but they did find, however, is very troubling, and they found irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling. One, are you saying that he's wrong in that statement that he made then? And secondly, what would you say to people who believe that you're only releasing these documents now to improve your standing with the president after he said that your intelligence assessments were wrong?
You just see Levitt's pissed. Levitt's so pissed. She's like wanting to scrap with Caitlin Collins. But great questions, both.
Well, first, I want to correct something that you stated, which was citing the Senate Intelligence Committee's report as being one and the same. I think you said the intelligence community. The Senate Intelligence Committee has a very different function than the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The evidence and the intelligence that has been declassified and released is irrefutable. I'm going to let Caroline speak to Secretary Rubio.
I'll speak to both questions. First, on Secretary Rubio, he put out a statement in 2020 following that Senate Intelligence Committee report, and he said what they found is troubling. We found irrefutable evidence of Russian meddling, which the Director of National Intelligence just confirmed for all of you, that Russia was trying to sow distrust and chaos. But what's the outrage in this that Secretary Rubio did not say at the time, the Democrats were saying at the time, is the fact that the intelligence community was concocting this narrative that the president colluded with the Russians, that the president's son was holding secret meetings with the Russians.
And while Democratic politicians might have been claiming that, like Rachel Maddow or Adam Schiff, Barack Obama, number one, didn't claim that, and number two, didn't falsify evidence to indicate that. He didn't falsify. Again, there's no evidence of that. You don't have any evidence. It's been refuted by people reviewing the documents that they've declassified, which is why Obama responded the way he did. They might have a point if they can prove that Obama doctored an intelligence report to say, and by the way, Donald Trump and Russia were working together to manipulate the American people. But that was never the central claim. That was never a claim made by the Obama administration. That might have been the claim made by some MSNBC pundits, but that has nothing to do with President Obama, and certainly not indicative of some sort of treasonous coup by Obama. So again, they can't directly answer the question.
And then just quickly, I know you said you would leave the charging to DOJ, but the statute of limitations on conspiracy is 5 years. So what else could they possibly pursue besides treason?
I think that's a great question for Attorney General Pam Bondi. We're providing all of the evidence, all of the intelligence that we have, both redacted and unredacted.
Look, bitch, you are up here on a press in a press conference. That's a good question for you. You are the one who are saying, telling the press, this is some things that they need to look at. And you, so the question is not for Pam Bondi. It's for you. What exactly do you want Pam Bondi to be looking at to press charges on that is not within the purview of the 5 year limitations to bring charges on anything that you are presenting today? What are you presenting today that goes beyond the 5 years that you have to press charges, bitch? The question is actually for your stupid ass.
Acted version.
So it's just like it's a total shit show. And again, to really drive the point, goes on this ridiculous screed of Carolyn Levitt getting questions about Jeffrey Epstein.
Carolyn, a Florida federal judge refused to allow the Epstein grand jury materials to be released. Does the president want the administration or Department of Justice to appeal that ruling?
That was just breaking as the director and I were coming out here, so I haven't had a chance to talk to the president about it. I understand there are 2 other requests from the Department of Justice that are ongoing, but I'll let this president speak to whether he wants to see an appeal.
So they won't even.
One of the judges said that they have until August 5th because in their request to unseal the grand jury testimony, which is really absolutely nothing. And Pam Bondi already knows what's in the grand jury testimony. Okay. None of the victim statements. It's like less than 5 or 10% of the Epstein case. One of the judges said that in asking us to unseal this, Pam Bimbo, you are going to have to give us a reason. You're going to have to state your case. The bitch didn't even state her case or her reason. So the judge who is waiting to rule on that is giving her a chance to actually argue a case for wanting this grand jury testimony to be unsealed. Additionally, he is giving the victims, the victims that they always forget to act like have anything to do with this case. He's also giving the victims until August 5th to respond, to give their response of what they feel about this type of information being released. I don't even know. I'm pretty sure their attorneys will tell them that nothing about you or your testimonies are even in these grand. This is a red herring that he's putting up to make it appear as if he's being transparent. But let's continue.
Commit. Oh, you want transparency, but you're not even going to commit to appealing the decision to release the grand jury information, which you promised you would do. And even though that comprises just about 1% of the so-called Epstein files, they can't even commit to that performatively. Here's another question about the Epstein files.
Appropriate idea. Kelly.
What is the accountability that you would like to see if
Oh, maybe this is the question about Obama, and then the last clip is about Epstein.
this current president is the one who brought the case to the Supreme Court, and Chief Justice Roberts made clear in his opinion that a sitting president's responsibilities in office cannot lead to prosecution, immunity. So what is it the President Trump wants regarding President Obama, given that fact? And the special counsel at the time, Durham, when that Supreme Court matter was not in effect, could have charged anyone and did not. So on those 2 points, how do you respond?
Look, the president has made it clear that he wanted these documents to be declassified. He wanted the American people to see the truth. And now he wants those who perpetuated these lies and this scandal to be held.
So, in the same way that the president declassified, he wanted those papers to be declassified. Couldn't he have declassified the Epstein grand jury report? Couldn't he have done that? Let's not forget all of the confidential papers that he had at Mar-a-Lago that he refused to give back. He said that even though these papers were stamped confidential, he's the president. So he has the power to unclassify those paperwork. And they say, how would you do that? Wouldn't you have had to do that before you left? He said, I can do that. I can unclassify them by just thinking it. So why are you going to a court to get a judge to? And I thought that you guys didn't like judges standing in the way of what the executive wants. So does he really want anything released in this Epstein shit? I'm just asking.
Accountable. As for what accountability looks like, as the director said, it's in the Department of Justice's hands, and we trust them to move this ball.
So again, they have no answer. You would think like, hell yeah, we want Obama prosecuted. We think he committed treason. They can't even do that. It's just so laughable. One last clip, and again, because it goes back to Epstein.
And my second question, just, obviously the developments with the Epstein case with the judge, but I wonder, has the White House counsel, the DOJ explored any other documents that could be released to the public that don't have to do with that grand jury testimony?
To my knowledge, the Department of Justice has moved forward with the request to unseal that grand jury testimony. And as you know, they have also moved forward with interviewing Ms. Maxwell, which I believe will be taking place very soon.
So again, folks, this was an utter disaster, even by Trump White House briefing standards.
Okay, the link is in my description box. I want to share 2 more short little clips with you about all of this BS that they're trying to put on President Obama. No, that's not it. That's not it. I think this is it, right? Yeah, this is it right here. Okay, here we go.
Of National Intelligence to say this morning?
President Obama directed an intelligence community assessment to be created to further this contrived false narrative that ultimately led to a years-long coup to try to undermine President Trump's presidency.
Wow, what a stuff.
Now, those are her charges. In that last clip, we did not hear what she is asserting as a charge against President Obama. Let's continue.
Revelation they've come to even after a bipartisan years-long investigation said otherwise. How could they possibly explain their findings?
Help us from a 50,000-foot level explain, what do you now have that refutes those two?
Sure. I will encourage you, in my role as the Director of National Intelligence, my job, again, as I said when I came into this role, was to make sure that we are telling the truth to the American people and that we are ensuring that the intelligence community is not being politicized. So I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you and the media to conduct honest journalism and the American people to see for yourself.
See for ourselves? You just dumped a mountain of documents that you say points to the smoking gun of Obama's treasonous behavior. But when pressed on it, we need to check your work? His press conference was the biggest jerk-off since that Denver performance of Beetlejuice the Musical. Tulsi Gabbard claims that the release of these documents is simply an effort by the Trump administration to restore Americans' trust in their government. But I believe that trust has been slightly undercut by a guy who lies his fucking face off. In just the first 6 months since Trump's been in office, he's lied about the trade deals he secured, he's lied about the billions of dollars Doge was able to save American taxpayers, and he's lied about not cutting Medicaid from 17 million Americans. Now it's clear he is lying about knowing he is in the Epstein files. The reality is, this is all an act. It's like kayfabe in wrestling, where everybody knows it's pretend, but you suspend disbelief in furtherance of the story. But most of us don't want the wrestling world to infiltrate our federal government. Except when it literally infiltrates the federal government and the wife of WWE CEO Vince McMahon becomes the Secretary of Education. But aside from her, it mustn't infiltrate the government.
We don't want
claims that the release of these
we don't want that either. So go over there to my link, or Brian Tyler Cohen. He does a great commentary. I just wanted to let you see this fleshed out a little bit more. Now, where is Pam Bondi? We usually have Pam Bondi, tight jaw and teeth cinch real tight, talking about who she's going to bring charges on. Pam Bondi is not out here talking about putting charges on anyone. The last we heard from Pam Bondi was that her and Patel, the director of the FBI, the unqualified director of the FBI, and Dan Bongino, the undersecretary of the FBI, said that there was nothing else to see here. And then she came out and said that they will be questioning Ghislaine Maxwell when the nothing else to see here didn't go over too well. So where has she been now? How come Pam Bondi and Kash Patel have gone missing? If you guys do not know, Kash Patel was one of the main people who were saying that they were hiding when he was not the FBI director, on his little podcast that him and Dan Bongino, the undersecretary of the FBI, when they were not directors of the FBI, they were saying that the Biden administration was hiding the Epstein files because of who were in the Epstein files. So now we definitely know that 4547 is in the Epstein files. So how come? And they were the one who okayed it and saw it. They said that Kash Patel was going around and telling many people. It has been reported. My mom told me don't say who is they. Who is they? It has been reported that Kash Patel was running his mouth all over the place, saying that 4547 were. Where is Kash Patel now? Has anybody seen the little cockeyed boy?
Remember this? Maybe 10 days ago, Donald Trump said this, and he lied. He lied to all of us.
The review of the files, Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing. Yeah.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No.
Did she tell you at all that your name appeared in that those files? No. Did you review the files with Pam Bondi? Very quick, very quick. It doesn't take a long time to say, nigga, your name is in the files. Did you know? That's very quick. That's very, very quick. And he came out here lying. Let's hear this again.
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up.
Okay, so then he goes on to lie. But so he says no. Of course, what I just read, Bondi and her deputy informed the president of the meeting that his name was in the Epstein files. So he lied. And
he was informed this in May. This was a couple of days ago where he came out here and acted as if he did not know his names were in those files. Okay, this is Keith Edwards. If his link is in my chat, go over there and check him out. Let's see what Kash Patel had been saying. He's with Benny Thomas again, the taker of Russian money to spew whatever it is that they wanted him to say to the sycophants Trump audience, taking up to $300,000 a month. I think it was for over a year and a half. He made big money selling the sycophants Russian propaganda.
why aren't these being released? Well, Kash Patel.
And this is who the future FBI director was going on his show, giving him content. This is the future FBI director. But you don't see him now. You don't see him in the eye that's pointed straight or the eye that's pointed to the left as the eye that's pointing straight. You don't see him in any purview of vision. Even the type of cocked vision that he have, you look around, he's nowhere to be found.
Actually answered this a year ago.
You know, it's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I got to get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
Yeah, because Donald Trump's on that list. That's why.
Simple, because who's on that list? That's what he said when he wasn't over there. But now he has absolutely nothing to say. See, these people act as if you are supposed to forget what they said. Let me see what Mahu, what is his name? Mahu, I forget his name. Okay, we know that. Now, where is Pam Bondi? We got that crazy Nancy Mace. pretending like she wants everything. Let's hear. We saw Nancy Mace in committee. Now let's hear what she says for her little shots for the press to make it seem like she wants everything to be transparent. But we saw what she was doing in the committee.
Motion or do my own motion, and I've requested that the ranking. So I will amend the motion or do my own motion, and I've requested that the ranking member amend it. So we're negotiating that right now. I think it's very important. I will be supporting it, but it's very important that we protect victims.
You'll be supporting the motion.
For sure.
Baby, this is.
I will be supporting it, but I will be sure that we protect victims. Well, how come you didn't tell Mahu Rahu, whatever his name? How come you didn't tell him that you were also going to make an amendment to the bill that it say all credible information be released on the file? You didn't mention that, but you were in there for over 20 or 30 minutes trying to get that credible. And who would make it credible? The people who were releasing it to the committee, which would be the Attorney General, Pam Bimbo. And they wasn't buying it. See, she didn't mention that, did she? See, you think you done watch the news because you done watch the news. But when you really want to know what's going on, watch these committee meetings and these votes and what they're voting on and these amendments that they want to put in these votes. Where's Pam Bimbo? Where is the Bimbo? I have an answer for you right here. Okay, let me see. This is where I got my thumbnail from. The Midas Touch created that in all transparency. Okay, where is Pam Bimbo? Let's see. She's not at CPAC. Why isn't she at CPAC?
Yeah, they would love us to forget about this list. Now, interestingly, Pam Bondi canceled her appearance for a summit on human trafficking. I wonder why.
You have some news from.
How could this human trafficking be such a big issue? And Pam Bondi is a no-show. Isn't that a coincidence that she don't even want to come to a scheduled event that she had to talk about a very important issue to the American people, such as human trafficking? And why is she a no-show? Is it because they're trying to not have any statements about human trafficking because it may step on someone's toes? Okay. I just wanted you guys to know this. Let's see why she's not.
Human trafficking. I wonder why.
You have some news from the Attorney General's office.
I do. Being here with us today and having me. I do have a note from the Attorney General, from Attorney General Pam Bondi, that I wanted to share, which is the following. I'm sorry to miss all of my CPAC friends today, especially Matt and Mercy Schlapp, Senator Blackburn, and the wonderful team at the Tim Tebow Foundation. Unfortunately, I am recovering from a recently torn cornea, which is preventing me from being with you.
Yeah, it's not.
Who tore your cornea, Pam Bimbo? Did Cash Patel tear your cornea, or did Dan Bongino tear your cornea when he was so pissed off that he was ready to quit when you came out and said that there was nothing else to see in the Epstein files? Who tore your cornea? I want to know. All bullshit. Now, I think that there was something else that came up during my live that I may want to share with you guys. Hold on 1 second. I think that they're about Dan Bongino. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it. I'll bring it to you tomorrow. But I appreciate you all being here. If there's anything that you learned today, Oh, I didn't put my goals up. I was just going to say, press my goals. If you want to support the channel, this $ Ronnie Q. Now, that's it for that I have for today. Dill Pickles, welcome to the chat. I appreciate your support. Baron, I spoke earlier. So that's all that I have for today. Please hit the like button on your way out, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate your support. Oh, wait a minute. There may be something. No, there's nothing else I have in my pictures to share. I hope you guys have a great remainder of your day. And tomorrow is Friday. I will be taking Friday off, but I will be here on Monday unless something titillating comes out. Most likely it will. So thank you for being here. God bless you and have a great remainder. And
Sweet Ronnie.
have a great remainder of your day and a great weekend.
Ronnie, she can't be beat. Sweet Ronnie. In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q.